Hello. Today is Tuesday, August 31st. Can you believe tomorrow starts September? I can't believe it. Where has this year gone to? It's crazy. Well, I just wanted to welcome you and thank you all for joining me. And tonight I'm going to make a beautiful card, two cards actually. I'm going to be using the painted Christmas. It's in the new mini catalog. And hold on just one second. There we go. There we go. It's in the new painted series, Painted Christmas Suite. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. But there's some beautiful products in this. We have two stamp sets with the dies. There are these cute little gold leaves, beautiful cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, and then some really lovely designer series paper. And so tonight I'm actually going to create a card where I'm going to use one piece of paper. I'm going to use a 4x8 and I'm going to stamp down the middle of it, and then I'm going to turn it into two cards. And one I'm going to do simple stamping with, and the other we're just going to take it up a notch. So before I do that though, I did want to remind you that if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please let me know. I would love to get one out to you, and I will also get a Celebration catalog out to you as well. Celebration, it's from August 3rd till September 30th, and if you purchase $50 at one particular time, if you make a $50 or more purchase, then you have opportunity to be able to purchase or to earn products out of the celebration. And from now until September 30th, if you have not at least I guess if you have about $125 worth of product that you'd like to buy, you can do it by getting the starter kit for $99. You get to choose whatever it is that you want out of it that's $125 worth. You don't pay any shipping for your starter kit. And until September 30th, you can actually get a free bundle from Stampin' Up! So I just wanted to tell you about that really quickly. I did want to show you this from the Celebration catalog. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see if I'll just open it. No, I'll just show you my card. The set that I'm using tonight is actually this. You can do this with it. And this let's see, what's it called? Bedazzling. I got this paper for free from Celebration. I'm not using that paper tonight, but I just wanted to show you how pretty it is. And if you purchase $50 worth, then you can get that paper for free. And this is the grouping I'll be using tonight. Okay, so I'm going to switch the camera down and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I already have my, these are the two stamp sets I'm going to use, Christmas Season and Christmas to Remember. And I'm going to be using the stamps. I'm going to use the sentiment from here, and then I'm going to use the stamps of these images, and then I'm going to be doing some die cutting. So let's get started. I already said that one time, didn't I? But we're going to get started. We're going to get going soon. All right, so I've got a piece of basic white, and I'm going to stamp up and down the center. Let me put my glasses on. I do have a pencil too. The great way to do this is I said 4x8. It's not 4. It's 5 1/4, I think. 5 1/4 by 8. Yeah. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find where the 4-inch mark is, which is right here. And I'm going to come down here at the bottom as well and find my 4-inch mark. And I'm going to mark it. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to end up cutting it in half. And I want my, I want it to be even. I want my images to be even on here. The first thing that I did when I created, I don't think I showed you this, but these are the cards that I'm making tonight. And the first thing that I did was to put my pine cones in place. And the way I'm doing it, hey Suzanne, hey Charlotte. The way I'm doing that is I'm using crumb cake. And by the way, has anybody else's crumb cake label turned kind of green? I have added different labels to this, and my sunroom is my studio, and it turns green all the time. It's crazy. Let's see. I'm going to put my little pad up under here. I think that will help to get really good images. So I'm going to use crumb cake for the base of my pine cone. Let me get to where I know you can see it. Sometimes I get off camera. I don't want to do that. I should have brought a piece of scrap paper, but I didn't. Oh well. How's everybody doing today? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to mirror all along here. Let me look at it and make sure that I kind of do what I did before. I've had a good day today. Hope everybody else has too. Okay. I think I will just put this piece under here just to be on the safe side. I don't want to get stuff everywhere with it. Okay. Now that was my solid piece. And I'm going to come in here and add right in here. When I say solid piece, what I mean by that is there's one that's accented and then there's the one that's the base. And that is the base. And I used crumb cake for that. And so to add the texture and the I don't know what you call it, to add the design, the top layer to it, I'm using soft suede. See the difference there? Just kind of add some depth to it. It's a little bit harder to do when you're not standing, when your head's not directly over it. But, hey, Christy. Here's what we're going to do. It looks a little bare right now, but you'll see. It will get nice and full, and it'll be really pretty. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with that soft suede. So get that out of the way. Hopefully, I can make it through alive without knocking something off, because, you know, every time I do that. So, okay, for this one, I'm actually going to use, it's like a little cedar bough or something. I don't know what you call it exactly, but I'm just going to kind of go in and fill in some spots here and there. And I'm gonna do more colors. I think right up in here I'm gonna stamp off right there. And I just got it all over the place. That's okay. I should have been doing that all along, right? You know, when you stamp this off, it kind of looks like soft succulent. All right, so I'm just going to use my little scrap paper and just kind of add some in there. Okay. While I have that out, I am going to get a piece of basic white and stamp my sentiment, and I will cut that out. There we go. Now we'll add the other little pieces, which we'll use soft succulent, and we're going to come in with this little twig thing, and we're just going to add some things where we're going to add berries to it. I'm not too worried about this center part right in here. You can tweak that once you're done with the rest of your stamping. I think my ink pad is juicy. Look at that. Ugh. Juicy. I got a funny story about juicy. My grandson, who is 16 now, he's a good sport, so I don't think he would really get mad at me for telling you this, but when he was little, he was not little. He was a big boy. And my daughter and I would be in stores. Okay, so there is a particular way you have to do this. And if you notice, it's the one that's down there on the bottom by itself, like separated, that's the bottom. And so that's how it will fit on there. Okay, back to the story. So when he was little, he was not little. He was a heavy boy. He's not anywhere near heavy now, but he was chunky, and he showed a lot of it in his face. And all my children and my grandchildren were the same way, especially my oldest and youngest grandchildren. And we would go places, and people would come up and say, "Oh, he's so juicy." And we would say, "Oh, thank you," not having any idea what in the world they were talking about. That did not go well. Hold on. See if I can match it up. I didn't, but it's okay. And it was years before we figured out that they were talking about he had fat cheeks. Years. And we're just like, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." He's not anywhere juicy now, but he sure is cute. And he's such a sweet boy. All right, this is Pool Party. And I just felt like it needed a little something out here. So I'm just going to go along the outer edges over here and just add a little Pool Party. And I felt like this color just really it went really well with it, in my personal opinion. Okay. I have one more thing I did not stamp earlier, and I'll go ahead and do that. Get this back out and stamp it. And that's my other sentiment. For those who were not on at the beginning of the live, I'm doing 2 cards. Okay, get this out of the way. And I'm going to bring in, hang on, I need to get my trimmer. Okay, so bringing in my trimmer, and I'm going to bring this to 4 inches. Trim it right down the middle. Now, see, you can go, ooh, I got off a little bit, didn't I? It's okay. But you can tidy that up. This one I'm going to end up cutting down a little bit to 3 3/4, like that. I was going to cut that shorter anyway. And because I kind of want it to, well, let's see. I'm going to cut it at 5 inches. There we go. That's perfect. All right. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my stamp cutting emboss machine. And I am going to emboss one of these. The larger one of the two. No, the smaller one of the two I'm going to emboss. And this is the Painted Texture embossing folder. And I'm just going to put it in there. It kind of gives it a plaster, like old, you know, old homes that have plaster walls. It kind of gives it that look. It's really pretty. I'm just going to run that through. Oh, girl, Christy, I agree. Chunky babies are the best. I would kiss him all over his little cheeks and call them his sugar pots because they were just like little sugar pots. So sweet. Okay, while I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a few things. And my sentiment is going to be one of them. Okay. And I'm going to use, surprisingly, this big thing. And then I'm going to use these little things for my pine cones. Okay. I only used the smaller pine cones on the card. Yeah, I did 2 of them. Okay, so let me get my extra paper out. I have limited space on my desk up here, so I'm like trying to case it. I'll use a smaller piece. Hey, Carol. And basically, I'm just going to go along in here and right in there. I'm just going to do part of it. I'm not going to do the whole cut thing. Well, my thing is a little bit bowed. I'll just do it. I'm going to get a bigger piece. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I'm going to do this one first. I'll use whatever I have on another project, and it's okay. don't want to skimp on it, so. Okay. I'm going to set that to the side for right now. And then set this other green to the side. I feel like I'm not very organized tonight for some reason. All right, so now I'm going to use some crumb cake and some early espresso and take the dies that I took out earlier. And I don't know if you can see this. My lighting is a little wonky. All right, so there's two of the pine cones. There's the detailed one and then the backing. The backing I'm going to use crumb cake for. And the detail of it, I'm going to use the early espresso. And then I'm going to use, in the same grouping of dies, there is also the seasonal label dies. This is all a part of that suite. And it's really great because it has the different dies that you can stamp and then cut out around it, but there's also all of these little label dies as well. So I'm going to use this label die to cut out my sentiment right here. And just so that it won't slip, I'm going to put a little bit of washi tape on it. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the camera. My husband was cracking me up a minute ago. He was in here playing around. He likes to pretend he's doing a video, a live video. And so he was a pastor's son when he was little, and he can fake preach, and it's so funny. I mean, he gets to going, and I'm like, ooh, you go, guy. So he was having a blast in here, pretending like he was talking to everybody on YouTube and Facebook. He's a mess. Life is fun with him. Okay, there we go. I think that is all of my cutouts. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way. So I actually have a desktop left. Okay. I changed the acrylic plate today because the other one was looking so natty, and it's cutting a lot better because of it. I do a lot of cutting with doing in-person and online classes. I do a whole lot of paper cutting, and I have where did the other one go? Oh good, there it is. I have one of the Genesis, I think is the name of it. Yeah, the Genesis electric cutters, but I don't know. I just don't like it as much as the manual ones. I really don't. Okay, let's put this all together. Before I do that, though, let me cut this out real quick. This is a sentiment, and it stamps, leaving the letters. It stamps the background and leaves the letters. Super easy to cut out, but there's no die for it, so just go along the edges and just fussy cut around it. It's not hard to do at all. I tell you, this weather has been so crazy lately. I feel so sorry for all the people in New Orleans. My heart breaks for them. You couldn't pay me enough money to live there. We have a house in Fort Myers, and it's been affected by hurricanes before, but it's not anywhere near. I mean, it's near, but not close enough to the ocean that the swells overtake it or flood it or anything like that. But the winds, that's the thing, and it just breaks my heart for them. So there's a lot of things to be praying about in this crazy world. What made me think of it was it's been raining here all day. And anytime I live in Georgia, and anytime there's anything going on in the Gulf of Mexico, we pretty much feel it, and we get some of the effects. So, all right. So this is the way we're doing this. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and it's going to fit on top of a piece of Evening Evergreen. And go ahead and put that on. This is going to be my amped up card. Okay, and I always like to match my corners, because if you get your corners with the same spacing, it'll have the same spacing all the way around. Go ahead and put this on as well. Stick this on here. Okay, then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of, if I can pick it up, on the back of my sentiment. And I also have some of these beautiful little gold leaves. They're so delicate and so pretty. And I'm going to use those with this. Ooh, I didn't see all the rest of them. I use that folder all the time. Yes, I love it. Both your boys are chunky and definitely are not now. Love that folder and those sets. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right in here. And then we'll take our these little doolollies and put a little glue on the back of them, just mostly in the larger areas. There is a little piece that's sticking that didn't want to come out there. And then we'll just lay it on top of them. I should have used my silicone mat with my little sponge thing, but I get over here and then I forget about it. I do want to get that little piece out right there. Okay. Come on, Vicki, get it right. I'm trying to hurry so it's not an hour-long thing. Okay, stick this one on here. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to put some dimensionals behind those. I should have made the simple one first so that you could see, but you'll see the difference. Okay, then I need to get this and tear out around this. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm actually only going to use some little snippets here and there. And you won't even notice that it's cut out from other things once you get it in there. You only need a few pieces here and there. Little small pieces are fine. Okay, so I'm going to stick a little bit of glue behind them. And just stick it right back in there. And then I think that's a little bit long, so I'll cut some of that off. Stick this one right up under here, and I want another little one to go under there, just to fan it out just a little bit. So I'm going to stick it right up under there. This, I've said this on a few of my YouTube videos, but I used to, on weekends, I worked at Washington University School of Medicine when I lived in St. Louis, but on weekends I would go to my friend's place in Cahokia, Illinois. She had a floral shop, and she always needed help because she was super, super busy with weddings and funerals and all sorts of things. So I would go in and make funeral spray. She taught me how to do it. Boutonnieres, all that kind of stuff. And I found a love for flower arranging. And now I still like to do wreaths and things like that. But this kind of reminds me of that, just tucking and putting things in places and just kind of arranging the flowers to make it look pretty. So now I'll just tuck this little doolally up under there. press it down just to make sure it adheres. And there's a finer point and then a stubbier point. And the stubbier point is the one that I am taking to be like what would be connected to the tree. And so that's what I'm sticking up under there. And I feel like that is beautiful. And I don't even feel the need to add any embellishments or anything like that. Now, I should have gone in here and added some greenery right in here because I like the way that looks a little better. It's a little too late to do that now, but it's still, you know what, if you didn't know that this one was like this, you wouldn't care, and it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so let's put the other one together. This one is going to be, what did I do with my, here it is right here. Okay, so this one is my simple stamping. And I'm not going to do anything extra to the front of it, but to glue it onto my card. And it is 4 by 5 1/4, and my evening evergreen is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Make sure I'm putting it in the right direction. Okay. I'm going to do it in, well, I think, hold on, I'm going to fix this. I don't want it to be that direction. I want it to be the other way. So that's the good thing about Tombow. If you catch it while it's still a little bit wet, you can shift it around and move it, which I'm thankful for. Because it's still not right. There we go. That's much better. Okay. So then I'm just going to take some little mini glue dots or mini dimensionals and put them on the back of this little sentiment that I stamped and cut out. My fingers are sticky now. Okay. I don't know if you can hear music in the background, but my husband, we went to our grandson's, he plays in the band. He's section leader for the trombones. And we went to the football game the other night, and my husband videoed it. He's a photographer, videographer, and all that. And I can hear the band playing in the background. He's back in his little office editing video. Super cool. Okay, these are the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And I can't say enough good about these rhinestones. They come in Night of Navy. I think it's Pool Party or either Blushing or Balmy Blue. I can't remember. Pool Party probably. And then Garden Green, Real Red, and I don't remember what that is. But I use these all year round. I have cards that in the summertime with red, white, and blue, I use the Night of Navy ones. So these are wonderful to use. And I'm going to use the green ones in this case. And I'm just going to add some here and there in open spots. Probably should have just used the small ones, but it's okay. Put one a little bit higher up in there, and then I'm going to use one of the tinier ones up in here. And that has got both of my cards made. And they're really pretty. I made a little mistake right there. It's okay. It's handmade, not Hallmark, right? I don't have to be perfect, but I love how these turned out. I think that they're so pretty, and it shows you how you can stamp one thing and you can quickly make 2 cards out of it. And you can go from simple stamping up to something that's a little bit more considered avid stamping. Yeah, you can crank it up even more, but I just felt like this turned out really good. And I just wanted to show you guys how you could go about doing that. Doolally. Yeah, I'm Southern, so I have a lot of funny words. But Suzanne, you were not in love with the set, but I'm convincing you. Yay! It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And I just even love the little pool party accents in there. I think it looks so good. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. It makes it a lot more fun when you're here with me. So I will be back next Tuesday, I think. If not Tuesday, it'll be Thursday. It may be Thursday because we will just be coming back from Florida. So y'all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend and take care. Bye.